Hello again and welcome if you are new. In today's video we're actually going to be building a desk. This desk is going to be for my daughter so she can do her writing and coloring and any learning activities at. My goal here with building this desk is to create what I want to call a zone for her to be able to learn in. I know it probably looks a bit silly to put a desk right next to a table, but I mean, for me, it's just about creating a bit of separation between, you know, entertainment and eating, and then on the desk, I want it to be more about learning, writing, reading, kind of all of the learning activities. It's just to create a separate zone. I know when it comes, because, well, let me touch on homeschooling. We would like to homeschool. That's the goal. That's something my husband and I were very much on the same page of wanting to do. It was very intimidating to me to begin with. The idea of it really just seems like it's just really hard. But kind of as time went on and the more kind of I came to accept the inevitable, I want to say, of kind of what that will look for us, what that'll look like for us. It really got me kind of thinking about what I need to do to kind of get this going. And this is kind of, I want to call this phase one. Phase one is to create a zone. And I feel like that just makes the most sense for me to start out. And then after this, I want to get into doing other things. But for now, I want to create a zone. I know a lot of people, when they look at doing homeschooling, they usually will kind of set aside a room or a space for learning. And it's just to be able to set up that expectation that when you are here in this space, you can focus and study and learn. And that was kind of the idea behind this desk here in this corner, is to give her a place to go just write, read, color, and then her learning materials wouldn't be on the dining table, which I feel like is going to help us a lot to keep this from overflowing the way it looks right now. Starting out, I went ahead and I set up the base, but then I got super confused. It took me a while to realize that I had skipped an entire page section. So I was over here really confused for a while until I realized that I had skipped a page. So I went back and started to put it together properly. And then while I was doing that, I went ahead and I put my child on the duty of putting together all of these shelves, and then I let her set them up, and then I let her also put the handles on it, and that made this process go a lot smoother for me because I didn't have to kind of deal with this more tedious work, and I was able to build the base and set everything up the way I wanted to. But that also having her help was also a little bit overwhelming for me because I was like, my focus was split on two different things. So it did take me a while to actually get the base of this desk assembled, just because I was constantly managing what she was doing as well as trying to figure out what I was doing, because I felt like I was doing everything wrong. And it took me a while to get this done, but we eventually got there. I went ahead and I ripped a hole in all the packaging on these drawers I wanted her to assemble, and then she was able to kind of do the rest. So we have never homeschooled before. We've never been homeschooled before. We have no idea what exactly that entails. But that was kind of the just something that was really important to us way before we had kids. Just because growing up, it felt like we really didn't have much kind of adult interactions and presence. And so, something that was so essential to us is that we wanted to be intentional about raising our kids and wanted to be present. And it took us a long time to kind of figure out what that would even look like. And we're still learning. We're still learning what that looks like. And I know in big part that we've learned at this point that being intentional and present means that we really need to take care of ourselves so that we can take care of others. We had previously thought that serving others meant you gave everything for them, but we've learned over time that we end up giving too much of ourselves and end up hurting ourselves. In order to be intentional and present, we first needed to take responsibility for ourselves. Then we can be helpful to others, not the other way around. We used to give everything for others, thinking we were loving them, but that's not what God says. What he says in Matthew 22:37 through 40 is, "You shall love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your mind. This is the great and first commandment, and the second is like it. You shall love your neighbor as yourself. On these two commandments depends all the laws and the prophets." So, what does that mean? It means that we should be putting God first in whatever we do, whatever we think, whatever we say, whatever we feel, and not other people. And by doing that, we won't feel so drained. So we are able to actually focus on what really matters. That was one of the biggest and hardest lessons to learn was how can we love someone else if we don't even know how to love ourselves? And that was such a big thing. It's like we were failing at loving everyone and around us, and we didn't understand why. And the reason why we were failing at actually being fruitful and loving other people around us is that we didn't know how to love ourselves. And to love ourselves means that we should be putting God first. To love ourselves means that we should be looking for what God wants for us, because God knows us better than we know ourselves. And sometimes it feels like he might not, but he does. And so when we allow him to start to work those things out in our lives, suddenly things start to make sense. And that is one of the most amazing revelations that I couldn't have come to on my own. So I'm so grateful that the Lord cares for us enough to love us when we don't love him. And I'm so grateful that he loved me when I decided not to be obedient to what he was asking me to do. And so I was just out doing my own thing, but he still loved me and invited me back home when I decided to come home. This desk is finally coming apart, or together. It's not apart, together. It's finally coming together, and we just have a couple final pieces to put on. And then, as you saw, she went ahead and attached all the handles onto the shelves. She did need a little bit of help, so I did end up starting the screws, all of them. I just set them all up a little bit, and then she went and tightened all of them. And then she helped me tighten up these last final screws. And then we're going to put the tabletop on, so the desktop. And then she went ahead and tightened all these screws as I set them in for her. And that was pretty much it for the main part of this desk. She got really excited once we finished getting this on the tabletop on top of it. And then went ahead and grabbed all of the shelves and she put them all in, and I didn't even have the opportunity to think about what else needed to get done. She already started to fill up the desk with all of her coloring books, all of her pencils, everything that she knew she wanted in her desk. She went and got her crayons, she got her color pencils, she got her books, she got her coloring book, she got all of her all of her stuff. She just went and started filling it all up because she was just so excited to have her own desk, and that made this an awesome moment. There was still more to be done, but she just could not wait. Out of her excitement, she just already started to set herself up, and that was such a joy. I had her tighten all the screws on this portion, and then I went ahead and I went back through and made sure everything was fully tightened. And then, yeah, that was about it. And then I had more to set up, which we're gonna do too, but just this moment right here is so precious because she got so excited and started to go ahead and set up her desk, and that was awesome because I feel like she understood the assignment, I guess is the is the words I wanted to use. She understood the assignment. She is still a little bit young to start schooling, I guess, but I figure because just the way that I learn and the way my husband and I learn, I figure that even though she's still a little bit young, that we could start. I want to call this year a trial run of what we want to see so that we can kind of get an idea of what it'll look like for us. So I'm going to go ahead and get her started in what I can think of and start to really dive in deep to what is necessary to kind of get this homeschool journey underway. Um, because, yeah, I spent so much time stressing about it. I spent so much time being worried about it. And she is so eager to learn. She is so eager to learn. And at this point, I feel like I'm the only thing hindering her from learning. So that's heartbreaking for me. I don't want to be hindering her in any way, shape, form. So I want to kind of get some kind of schooling going just so that for me, I can kind of understand how it's going to work for her. We can get onto a schedule of learning because she is just so eager to learn, and I love that so much about her. It makes it such a pleasure to just to teach her things because she is just so eager to learn, and I love that so much. So that's what this is. She is a little bit young still, but we're going to kind of get the ball rolling on what we want to see in our homeschool kind of journey with her because I can see her desire to want to learn, and I don't want to hinder it at all. This particular desk here came with an LED strip, so that's what I'm doing. I'm just gluing or taping the LED strip here. And then it also comes with a like an extension cord that plugs in, and it's just like, I don't know exactly what it would be called. It's an outlet that sits on top of the desk that plugs into the wall. And this top portion here is supposed to be a tier that goes on top of the desk so that it's a little bit higher up, and it's usually used for like a computer screen or something like that. But the reason why I picked this particular desk that I'm really happy about is that it has these plugs and it has this top tier. And so this top tier, my thinking, because it's sitting behind the couch, is that this will be kind of our behind the couch table for drinks and for things when we're sitting on the couch. And then it also puts the plugs right there, right in the corner up above next to the couch, so we can have plugs that we have access to from the couch. And that was kind of my thinking behind this. I'm sure that some may think that this is a bit of an odd choice for a little girl's desk, but the thing about this particular desk is this desk is mine and my husband's style. It's exactly kind of what we like. I like to call it chic, or not chic, sleek, but not sterile. I don't know how better to explain that. My style is kind of a mix of traditional and modern, whereas he's more sleek. I'm not exactly sure what his style would be. So this desk kind of represents a perfect medium between our styles. And my next goal here in this living room is to paint the walls, because I feel like once I paint the walls, all the things that are in here is just going to start to make sense. I know it looks a bit funny right now, but that's my goal. I want to paint the walls, and I'm going to start doing paint prep on these walls and baseboards in the next few days. So this is me installing the plugs that sit on there, and then you're going to see that the LED lights are also attached, and then that's pretty much it for this desk. We're going to go ahead and get into cleaning up this living room before I finish off this video, and you'll get to see that too. And yeah, that's it. She was so excited about the fact that this had lights. She has a little light in her room that has like LED lights like this that has animals on it. And so she was like, wow, this looks just like the cool thing in my room that I play with. So she started going through all the colors and found what colors she liked, and then I let her go ahead and give it a test run. She pulled up a chair from the table and just started working on it, and then I went ahead and finished cleaning up. I organized the drawers just a little bit, but this is what the LED strip looks like. This is there's some buttons, and it changes colors, and it has the plugs there, so it's really nice. So I went ahead, I reorganized things a little bit, and then I let her kind of give it a test run for a minute before I finished cleaning up the room and getting everything squared away. What I really appreciated about this was she went and she got all of her things and put them in the drawers, and she actually got a lot of the things that I already wanted here, so I was really excited about that. And then I was so surprised as to how I don't know how easily she understood this desk. Like, I don't know, it was just automatic. She understood exactly what she wanted to do. She understood exactly what she understood what she wanted to get out of it. So she went ahead and picked a different color of lights because she wanted a different color, and she just knew exactly where things went. She put them in there, she took them out, and then she just kept swapping back and forth between coloring her coloring books and then writing with her stencils. And she just sat down here for a while and just continued to play while I went ahead and started cleaning up this room. This is the chair that I was going to give to her to use. This is my chair that was at my computer, but I changed chairs for the time being, so I went ahead and I gave her this chair to use because this chair's been here in the living room for a while with no purpose. So that's kind of what inspired me to go ahead and get her a desk, because now she had a chair that she could use. It wasn't just a chair that was just sitting around in the house anymore. And so once I got her chair set up, she got back after it, and then I finished cleaning up. This right here is why I have a hard time getting rid of things. As you can see, she is playing with the foam. She had a lot of fun doing that, and so she did not want to throw it away. But while I was kind of cleaning up and wanting to throw it away, she was getting upset. But I found that the best way to get her to throw away these foam pieces is to actually show her that it's fun to tear them up and throw them into the trash can. So we took a little bit of time here, we ripped them to pieces and was able to put them in the trash, and she accepted throwing them out that way. To save on argument's sake, I let her keep a couple of the pieces of cardboard, and then I let her keep 2 pieces of the foam, and that was it. And then I went ahead and started cleaning the floor on the side of that room. So, like I was saying, I would really like to get this room painted. Well, the whole house painted, because as you can see, there is writing all over the walls. Because my child, um, she had a phase. I'll say that she had a phase, and I don't really like the color of these walls anyways. And as you can see around this door here, there's trim missing in some areas because the door was needing to be fixed. So that's kind of my next goal. And then on this side of the room around the TV, I would like to set up some kind of shelving of sorts, um, along with painting. So I'm still trying to figure out exactly how I'm going to make that happen, but I'm sure I'll share that with you when I finally get to that point. But for now, I just kind of been cleaning around this area just so that it's functional, even though I don't love it. My main goal right now is just to make it functional, and then eventually I'm hoping to put up some shelving and some paint and make this room kind of come together a little bit better, a little bit nicer, and that's the goal. But when I can do that, I don't know. I don't know when I'll get around to doing it, but we'll get there. And this area is what I was talking about, right here around the TV. It's a bit of a mess, and so I went ahead and I just went through the paper clutter. I saved whatever was good, to continue to use. I threw away anything that was just trash sitting over here, because this area just kind of becomes an area where she'll just kind of throw stuff, and I just wanted to clean it up now that I had a place to put it. And so I cleaned this area up best I could, and then eventually I want to come back and make this around the TV area really nice with shelving and plants. My goal is to get some house plants here too. And also over here on the left side, as you can see, there's a box. It's a cat litter box, and it has a bunch of papers in it. That's actually a burn pile that I use to put papers that I want to burn in the fireplace in. And I just put this box here to hold everything, but I would like to get something a little bit nicer to put the burn pile in, and then the logs here is nice. So I like the stuff here that I leave here, but I just would like to make it look a little bit nicer down the road. That's it for this video. I just went ahead and finished cleaning up. This is what everything ended up looking like. The room nice and clean, and then the desk set up, and that's it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you had a moment to subscribe and like this video, I'd really appreciate it. and I will see you in the next one. Thank you so much. Bye.